we have decided to give the first class tomorrow. Okay, first class in the sense the orientation class can be given tomorrow. Why? Because orientation is nothing but just to introduce yourself. We will come to know each other. Then we can also interact about what we are going to learn in this 1 year. Okay. So tomorrow is the introductory class for communicative English or spoken English class. So how many of you are interested to join the spoken English class? It goes for 1 year. Okay, that is school reopen ஆனாலும் எல்லா Sundays 10 to 11 classes இருக்கும். We are conducting this separately for students of Tamil Nadu as well as students of Kerala. Okay, so for Kerala students, we have planned to have it on Saturdays, and for Tamil Nadu students, it will be on Sundays. For the time being, we will have it on Sundays only. ஓகே இப்போ ரெண்டா இப்போ ஸ்ப்ளிட் பண்ணி இருக்கு குரூப் ரெண்டு குரூப் இருக்கு பட் ஃபார் த டைம் பீங் கிளாஸஸ் வந்து ஒரே கிளாஸ் தான் மார்னிங் அந்த சண்டே மார்னிங் 10 to 11 10 o'clock is a very good time on Sunday because you all can wake up at 8 o'clock or something கொஞ்சம் லேட்டா எழுந்திருந்தாலும் பரவாயில்ல 7 நீங்க சீக்கிரமா எழுந்திருக்கிறவங்களும் இருப்பீங்க குட் but எழுந்திருந்தா you can look after yourself and once after having breakfast and everything you can sit in a peaceful place and you can attend the class. It will be a very good class also. Right. இப்போ already attend பண்றவங்க நம்ம communicative English class attend பண்ணினவங்க I think one or two people may be there in this vacation class also. Okay, so what I'm telling is you can start attending the classes from tomorrow. If you're not there in the group, just message me that if you want to join the communicative English class, just you can message me. You all have my number, right? Okay, I'm there in the vacation class WhatsApp group. Okay, because you can find my number and you can message me if you want to join the spoken English classes also. Okay, so what we will learn in the spoken English class? What we will focus is not only on the grammar part, we will also focus on speaking activities. We will also focus on reading activities. We will also focus on grammar, that is theoretical part. Okay, so you will come to know all these things tomorrow. I'm not breaking the suspense today. Attend the class tomorrow and you will understand all the details. All right. So yes, shall we start the session? I think we can start. Okay, fine. Yes. So once again, good morning, students. So in the last class, we started a very interesting topic that is everything you need to know about an interview. Right. So in the last class, we completed the first half of this workshop, and we let us just go through or let us just revise what we learned in the previous class. All right. So first, we learned what is meant by an interview. That was the first question. What is an interview? Is it really crucial to enter a job? Crucial means, is it very important? So we just studied what is meant by an interview, then what happens in an interview, and who is an interviewer and who is an interviewee. The one who conducts the interview is called an interviewer, and the one who attends the interview is called an interviewee. Okay, just like if you are writing a letter to someone, okay, if you are writing a letter to someone, you are the addresser, and to the person whom you are writing will be the addressee. Addresser and addressee. Likewise, interviewer is the person who conducts the interview. Interviewee is the person who attends the interview. For example, if you want to get a job and if you're appearing for an interview, you will be the interviewee. Yes, you can switch off your mic, please. Okay. Kindly keep your mic muted. The last 10 minutes will be for open discussion. At that time, you can switch on your mic and you can ask your questions or you can ask your doubts. You can clarify everything. All right. Yes. Now, when does an interview take place? So, we also discussed when an interview takes place. Interviews usually happen when a job selection process is going on. Okay, if you have applied for a job and whenever the selection process is there, on that day, the interview will be conducted. All right. After that, we check what is the structure of an interview. So, what are the questions that generally the interviewer asks to an interviewee? And it will be basically based on the EQ as well as the IQ. IQ is the intelligence quotient and EQ is the emotional quotient. So this IQ and EQ is there in every person. Every human being will have this IQ, EQ and all, but it depends on the level. For example, I may be having a good amount of IQ, or let me say, Akshaya may be having some amount of IQ. Purushothaman might be having a good amount of IQ. Okay, so our IQ levels will vary from person to person. So it is based on that IQ level, they will ask you some questions to see how far you are able to answer the question properly. Okay, and EQ is nothing but emotional quotient. Emotional quotient is nothing but, example, if someone asks you a sensitive question. A sensitive question in the sense, imagine that you are put in a confused state. Some people they will say that, sir, I don't know, I'm sorry. Some people will tell that, sir, I have not studied about that. I will go back and study. Okay, அப்படி சொல்றவங்க இருக்காங்க. But some people will also tell, sir, they will give a wrong answer. Okay, they may not be aware of the answer, but they will give a wrong answer. And finally, there is one more category which will sit simply without even telling anything. Even if you don't know, at least you have to tell that you don't know, right? But there is a group of people which will simply sit. They will be simply fidgeting their nails, biting their lips. They will be simply sitting like this. So these are some kinds of signs or symptoms that shows that the EQ of the person is very less because he is not able to tolerate that period. He's not able to manage that particular time. அவனுக்கு அந்த டைம்ல வந்து ஒரு டஃப்பான கொஸ்டின் கேட்கும்போது how to adjust or how to answer அப்படிங்கறது he is not aware. So what he does, he will bite his nails. There are people like that. They will bite their nails or simply they will fidget their hands like this. இப்படி பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறது. So these are all symptoms that show that the person is scary or he is afraid to answer. So that is the difference between IQ and EQ. Okay. So now moving to the next part, what are the purposes why an interview is conducted? And we also said that there are two reasons to conduct an interview. The first thing is that interview is conducted to check your knowledge, your IQ, EQ, and the knowledge in the subject, etc. Whatever job you have applied for, it will be related to the subject that you have studied, right? For example, if you have completed MA, Masters in English, then you will go for the job of a teacher. Or if you have completed MSc, that is a Master of Science in MSc Physics or MSc Biology, MSc Botany or Zoology, you may be going to some other field or maybe teaching itself. So whatever be the field, whatever be the stream that you have studied and whatever field you are going into, they will be asking you questions based on that core subject only. All right. After that, so this is one purpose of conducting an interview to check your knowledge in the subject, to check your IQ, EQ, etc. The second purpose to conduct an interview is some interviews will be very easy. Yeah, some interviews will be very easy. We may be scary. Oh God, how the interview will be, what type of questions the person is going to ask me. You will have a lots of questions in your mind, but the interview will be very easy. So, in such interviews, we can understand some people may have experienced this and they may feel, "இதுக்கு இப்ப எதுக்கு interview வச்சாங்க? Why did they conduct an interview? It was very easy, no? So, what did they get? Actually, they conduct such interviews to just check whether the details given in the resume or the details given in your CV are the same as you are presenting during the interview. Actually, there are cases where I hope you would have heard of the word resume. RESUME. It is pronounced in two ways. Resume, sometimes we call it resume. RESUME is resume. Resume means to restart something. For example, our communicative English classes were stopped for 1 month. Okay, and now we are going to resume it. From tomorrow, we are going to resume it in the form of new batch. We are going to start a new batch. Okay, that is called resume. What is resume? Resume means above E, you will be having one kind of sign. Okay, E, RESUME, the E, last letter E க்கு மேல ஒரு கோடு போட்ட மாதிரி இருக்கும். Okay, அந்த alphabet வந்ததுன்னா we have to pronounce it resume. So what is a resume? Resume is the it is a, well, we can say that it is the cover page where you will be including each and every detail of you, starting from right from your name, then your contact number, your email ID, your residential address. After that, you can mention your educational qualification. Then you can mention your work experience and then the rest of the biodata, whether you are married or single, what is your blood group, your nationality, your caste, community, etc., etc., etc. All the details will be included in this resume. So the interviewers actually wanted to check whether the details in the resume are the same as what you are telling during the interview. Because there are people who will give one opinion, or they will give a response during the interview, which will be totally different from those mentioned in the resume. So what happens here? Here actually the credibility is lost. The credibility means both the details are not the same. The one given in the resume is different from what you are speaking. So what happens? They will understand that, oh, this is a fake candidate. This candidate is not genuine. Okay, so finally they will reject you. So it is for this purpose also they are conducting an interview.
Okay.
Oh, yes, okay. So now moving to the next part. So now we discussed what are the steps to take, what are the steps that you have to look after while preparing for a job interview. Before that, in between, we also spoke about this SWOT analysis. What is meant by SWOT? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I hope you all would have done this SWOT analysis at your home. How many of you did this SWOT analysis? I asked you to do it from your house, right? Did you do it? Just taking a paper, dividing it into four pieces, writing two strengths, two weaknesses, two opportunities that you have, and two threats that you are facing. Okay, this is called SWOT analysis. So the SWOT analysis is not only meant for people who are applying for jobs, it is also done by students, be it school students or college students. It is just to analyze your strengths, your weaknesses, and what are the opportunities that you have in your life, and what are the challenges that you are facing right now. So it is for a general understanding of yourself that you are doing this self-analysis. The self-analysis is called SWOT analysis. Okay. Now we started how to prepare for a job interview. So the first part was reviewing the job description. Reviewing the job description. So far we discussed what is an interview. Uma, you can please switch off your mic. Mic on ஆகிறது ஆஃப்லயே வைங்க. Okay, so you can see that first one, what is an interview? After that, we discussed what is the purpose of conducting an interview, who will conduct an interview, what questions will be asked in an interview. Okay, then where interview is conducted, then why is interview conducted. Iblo details பார்த்தோம். Now, how to prepare for an interview. The first part is to review the job description. So when you come across a job description in an advertisement or in a website, go through the job description thoroughly. Then the second part is to consider your eligibility for the job. This has to be done by yourself because you are the best person who knows whether you are eligible for the job or not. Okay, if you are eligible for the job, definitely you can apply for it. Otherwise, you can just look for some other opportunity. Because if you are not eligible, then there is no use of applying for the job because in the interview part, definitely you may not be able to qualify. Even if you are qualified in the interview, imagine that in a positive way. So fortunately, if you are qualified in the interview part also, once you get into the work, if your experience is something different from the job that you have applied for, definitely you will face a lot of difficulties. So consider your eligibility before applying for the job. Then the third part is learn more about the company. If you come across an advertisement seeking for employees, just learn about the company, the background of the company, the work experience, that is the experience of the company. You can check out the testimonials. Testimonials means the experiences shared by different employees of that company. All right. After that, you can decide whether to apply for a job in that particular company or not. Okay. Now moving to the fourth part, prepare a list of expected interview questions. And we also discussed that there are some common questions that are asked very popularly in all the interviews. They are, tell me about yourself. This is the first question that we can expect. The second question is, why do you want this job? The third question is, why are you looking for a job change? This is applicable for people who are currently working. Okay, so if you are not a fresher and if you are working in some company and if you are looking for a job change and you are applying in some other company, at that time they may ask you why you are looking for a job change because why you have decided to quit your existing job. Currently, you are there in one company, but why are you planning to quit that? And why are you looking for a new job? So you must be able to answer that. Okay. The fourth one is, are you qualified for this job? So the answers for these questions were discussed in the previous class. இதுக்கெல்லாம் எப்படி ஆன்சர் பண்ணணுங்கிறது I just discussed in the previous class. So previous class ஓட வீடியோ எடுத்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அதுல தெரியும். Okay, because if I again repeat the same thing, we will lose time today. அதனால தான். Okay. So from today we will have the class for 75 minutes. That is till 12:15 we will have class. Okay. Yes. Next, what is your qualification? Okay, that is also a most anticipated question. The next one, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Very, very important question. What are your strengths and weaknesses? So recently I gave a coaching for a guy who is staying in our area. Okay, he actually belongs to Andhra Pradesh, but I gave coaching for him because he is currently working in one company and he is looking for a job change. At that time, as I told him, the strengths and weaknesses has to be answered very clearly, and he also prepared well. The same question was asked in his interview also. He told me, yes, ma'am, this question was there. They asked me, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Okay, so this is not only for freshers. Okay, even if you are a very experienced person, also this question can be asked. Okay, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Okay, now moving to the next question. What motivates you to join this job? So they may ask you, what motivates you to join this job? Why you are coming into this job? So what is your motivation? This may be a question. Okay. Then the next one is, who is your role model? So role model, each person will have a role model. For example, I may have a role model, you may have a role model. You can tell whoever is your role model and they may ask you why. Why this person is your role model? So you must be able to give an answer. Next one. Guys, please keep your mic muted. It is again a request. Mic off liye veinga. Okay. Yes. Next one. Where do you see yourself in the last 5 years? Okay. So here you can see, நீங்க வந்து உங்களையே last 5 yearsல எங்க பார்க்கறீங்க? The meaning of this question is, 5 years before where you were. Like what was your, where you were na நீங்க எங்க இருந்தீங்க அப்படி இல்ல. Not literally in that meaning. 5 years back, what was your state? And after 5 years, now, what is your state? Okay. So 5 years back, for example, you would have completed plus two. And after 5 years, now you have completed your PG. Okay. So UG is for 3 years, PG is for 2 years. So 3 plus 2, 5 years, right? So some people will directly go for a job after completing PG. Some of them will take time also. Some of them may go for job immediately after UG, after graduation itself. So at that time, you can just tell 5 years back, நீங்க எப்படி இருந்தீங்க and இப்போ now how you are. Okay, so you can share your experiences. 5 years back, I was like this, I was like that. Okay, you can speak about that. Then the last question is, what do you want to become in the next 5 years? What do you want to become in the next 5 years? Means they are asking a question about the future. So they are asking, what do you want to become in the next 5 years? So the most of the people will tell a very positive answer. So the next five. Padmavati, Padmavati, yeah, she has left the meet. Repeatedly, she is doing the same thing. I don't know what happened. Okay. Anyway, so what do you want to become in the next 5 years? அடுத்த 5 yearsல உங்களுக்கு என்ன ஆகணும்? Okay, so questions will also be in this form. Okay, so now moving to the fifth step. We have to start from this step only. Practicing mock interviews. So இதுல இருந்தா நம்ம இன்னைக்கு பார்க்கணும். Okay. Mock interview is nothing but, see, for example, I'm giving you a class how to prepare for an interview, right? So after this class, once you are thoroughly aware of what an interview is, and once you start preparing very well for interviews, conduct mock interviews in your house. Mock interviews means ask somebody at your house to interview you. Okay, வீட்ல யாரா இருப்பாங்க இல்லையா? Just ask them to interview. So you will be the candidate and that person, your father or mother or your brother will be the interviewer. So you should be serious. Okay, you should forget that it is your father or mother. Instead of that, you have to think that person is the interviewer. and tell them to ask you some questions, like the questions that we checked just now, and try to answer those questions to them, thinking that he is the person, or they are the person who is interviewing you. So that is called mock interviews. Have you heard of mock test? Mock test means சும்மா practice test சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா? Main exam க்கு போறதுக்கு முன்னாடி you will take some practice test. Similarly, mock interview means practice interviews. Okay, so you can see, no matter how well you prepare, it is natural to feel anxious and overwhelmed at the time of the interview. Yes. So you may be a very good student, you may have prepared very well for the interview. Still, on the day of the interview, you will have some fear. That is not your mistake, it is the nature of human beings. It is the natural thing that human beings have. Just like stage fear. A stage fear, at least அது வந்து பேசி பேசி நமக்கு போயிடும் stage fear. Once you start speaking in many places, the stage fear will go. But this fear of interview is not like that. Because interview வந்து daily attend பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிற ஒரு விஷயம் இல்லை. You attend an interview once in 3 months or once in 6 months or maybe once in a year also. So stage fear easier போயிடும். The more you speak in public places, the more you will come out of fear, stage fear. But interview fear is not like that. Even though you are very well prepared, on the day of the interview, you will have some kind of stress inside you. So, these mock interviews will definitely help you to reduce your fear and anxiety. Okay, so mock interviews can be a great help in this regard. They can create a real interview like environment and help you to boost your confidence. So, what you can do? Ask your friends or family to conduct a mock interview for you. So consider recording the entire process to analyze your performance. So ask them to shoot it in a camera or ask them to shoot it on their mobile phone, like a video, and consider recording the process to analyze your performance. Once they record it, you sit and watch that video and you will understand how you have performed, how you have answered the questions. If you cannot find anyone to play the interviewer, then you can rehearse the interview in front of a mirror. Okay, if there is nobody to help you, if nobody is there, no one is having time to help you to sit and conduct an interview, do one thing, just go and stand in front of the mirror and start practicing. So there is no best friend rather than the mirror, right? Mirror is your first friend. Yes, mirror is always our friend. You can anytime go and stand in front of the mirror and you can practice the interview. So if you are practicing in front of mirror, then there is no need of recording. Okay, recording is not necessary because you can, on the spot, you can see how you are presenting the answers, how you are approaching the interviewer. Okay, but one thing is that you will be the interviewer as well as the interviewee. கண்ணாடி முன்னாடி பண்ணும்போது நீங்களே தான் இன்டர்வியூவரும் இன்டர்வியூவியுமா இருப்பீங்க. But that's okay. You know that it is a mock interview. So what you can do, ask question like an interviewer itself and be confident in answering. I think rather than asking a person to shoot the video and conduct an interview, it is better to do it in front of the mirror because that will give more confidence, I think. Okay, so practice mock interviews. Now moving to the sixth part, update your social media profile. Okay, so I know you are all students and you will not be having any social media profile right now. Okay, there are students who are using Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. There are students, but still, I don't know whether you all have an account or not. But still, let me tell you what is meant by social media profile. Social media is a platform where you can expose yourself, where you can um, expose your skills, you can express your talents, you can by creating an account. So some famous social media apps are like Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, then what is it called? Threads, LinkedIn, etc. So in that you can see once you grow up, you will understand. Okay, for now you may be having maximum. You may be having one WhatsApp account and one Instagram or Facebook account, but that is not the real profile that you have to have. The profile that you must have is once you grow up, you will understand what is the importance of having a Facebook account, what is the importance of having an account on Instagram, what is meant by Twitter, what is LinkedIn. This LinkedIn அப்படின்னு ஒண்ணு இருக்கு இல்லையா? LinkedIn is not a, it's not an entertainment platform. It is only for professionals, for working people. Okay. Twitter is also like that only. But in Twitter, you will come across a lot of information that happens around the world. It is not just like this Facebook and Instagram. Twitter will be very formal and official, just like LinkedIn. Okay, so just understand what these platforms are. You can learn their names. You can understand. Once you grow up, you can use all these apps. Okay, so if you are on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, or any other social media platform, make sure you have an updated profile. Yes, every social media app will ask you to form an account. At that time, you have to create an account and you should also be active in that account. Employers often check your social media presence to get an idea about your personality and background. Sometimes, in some companies, the employers will just check your social media page. For example, if I want to check the Facebook page of some person, I can go and check it. Or if I want to check the Instagram page of some actor or actress, I can go and check it. So those people will always be active on social media because that is the part of their profession. If they are not active, people will not entertain them. That is why they are always active. Daily they have to post something. At least weekly, once or twice, they have to do some posting. Right? It is to keep the audience active, just to keep the audience engaging. Audience engaging வச்சுக்கிறதுக்கு தான் இது பண்றாங்க. Likewise, you should also be having a proper account which is active at the same time engaging also. And they search for your name in Google to see what results turn up. Okay, இது இப்போ நீங்க ஒரு 2-3 years கூட ஆச்சுன்னா you can do this. ஒரு 3 years கூட ஆச்சுன்னா ஒரு 10th standard complete பண்ணியாச்சுன்னா you can do this. சும்மா கூகுள்ல போய் உங்க நேமையே சர்ச் பண்ணி பாருங்க என்ன வருதுன்னு. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் நான் சும்மா கூகுள்ல போய் புருஷோத்தமன் அப்படின்னு டைப் பண்ணேன்னா நிறைய புருஷோத்தமன் வரும் எனக்கு. ஃபேஸ்புக் அக்கவுண்ட் இருக்கும் யாரெல்லாமோ வரும் எனக்கு புருஷோத்தமன் சொல்லி. ஸோ அதுல இப்போ உங்களுக்கு ஒரு அக்கவுண்ட் இருந்ததுன்னா உங்க அக்கவுண்ட்டும் அதுல காமிக்கும். So just வந்து எதுக்கு இது why we are creating social media just to create a presence. சொசைட்டில I am also there அப்படின்னு ஒரு இண்டிவிஜுவாலிட்டி ஒரு ஐடென்டிட்டி கிரியேட் பண்றதுக்கு தான் we are creating this social media. Okay, but children usually use this Facebook and Instagram to play games, to watch reels. Okay, இப்போ வந்து it is for time pass. We are using it for time pass. But once you grow up, the purpose will be different. Okay. And if there is anything unpleasant, prepare yourself for a response if the interviewer asks about it. Okay, this is not required for you. Okay, so what you have to post on social media is your wish. You can post anything that you like. You can take the picture of a flower, a beautiful flower from your garden, post it on Facebook or post it on Instagram. That is your wish because that is your account. Nobody is going to question you. Okay. Next, decide on your interview dress. Yes, on the day of interview, you must know what dress you have to wear. So, choose a formal dress that you would be wearing for the interview. Your dressing style should always be formal. Formal means it must be official. Make sure the clothes are clean and wrinkle free. The clothes has to be clean. The cloth has to be clean and wrinkle free. Wrinklesனா என்னது அப்படி ஒரே அயர்ன் பண்ணாம அப்படியே என்ன சொல்றது நிறைய ஃபோல்ட் ஆன மாதிரி எல்லாம் இருக்கும் இல்லையா நிறைய பிளேசஸ்ல கட்டா இருக்கும். If it is not ironed, it will look like that. So you can just iron your clothes before going to an interview. Okay, be prepared. ஒரு 2 days முன்னாடியே இன்டர்வியூக்கான ட்ரெஸ் எல்லாம் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணி வைக்கலாம். If you plan to spray deodorant or perfume, some people will be using these kinds of perfumes எல்லாம் இல்லையா? So if there are people, if you are planning to spray that, make sure it is mild. இது வந்து I would tell this for everyone. இது இப்ப நம்ம எங்க போறதுனாலும் ஈவன் ஒரு எக்ஸாம்க்கு போறதுன்னா கூட ஓவரா பெர்ஃப்யூம் எல்லாம் அடிச்சுட்டு போனோம்னா it will not look good. So make sure it is mild. Overall, plan for a neat and clean look with well cut hair and shaved or trimmed beard. Okay, this is applicable for boys. இப்போ பாய்ஸ் வந்து சிலவங்க ஹேர் ஸ்டைல் எல்லாம் ரொம்ப மெஸ்ஸியா வச்சிருப்பாங்க. Okay, beard எல்லாம் வச்சிருப்பாங்க. So that is not the proper way to go for an interview. You have to trim your beard. Beard na நம்ம தாடி. Trim your beard. The hair has to be neatly organized and it should be neatly maintained. You have to shave. ஓகே, ஷேவ் பண்ணினது இதெல்லாம் இங்க எல்லாம் ஃபுல் ஹேரா இருக்கும். சில பாய்ஸ் எல்லாம் ரொம்ப மெஸ்ஸியா இருப்பாங்க. யூ ஹாவ் டு ஷேவ் இட் அண்ட் யூ ஹாவ் டு கம் இன் அ நீட் அண்ட் பிளசன்ட் மேனர். ஓகே, ஸோ நெக்ஸ்ட், பி பொலைட். மோஸ்ட் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் திங். அப்பியரன்ஸ் நல்லா இருக்கு, பேசிக் பிஹேவியர் ஆனா சரியில்லைன்னா எல்லாம் போச்சு இல்லையா? ஸோ யூ ஹாவ் டு பி பொலைட். The way you hold yourself in the office tells a lot about you. நீங்க உங்களை எப்படி நடத்துக்கிறீங்க, நீங்க உங்களை எப்படி வச்சிட்டு இருக்கீங்க, that speaks a lot about you. You may not be highly qualified person, you may not be a postgraduate. That's okay. You may be a simple graduate, but your politeness speaks a lot. That is called the self that the first impression is always the best impression, Bangalia. So the way you hold yourself in the office is very, very important. That speaks a lot about you. Also, many companies use CCTV footage to analyze your personality. இப்போ போர்ட் ரூம்குள்ள போகும்போது யூ மே பி வெரி டீசென்ட். யூனா ஐம் நாட் பாயிண்டிங் ஒன் பர்டிகுலர் பர்சன், எனி ஒன். ஓகே, போர்ட் ரூம்ல போகும்போது ஒன் பர்சன் மே பி வெரி டீசென்ட். பட் வென் யூ ஆர் சிட்டிங் அவுட் சைட், if you behave very harshly to the security guy, to the security person, or to the watchman, or if you are very rudely behaving with the receptionist, and if you go inside the boardroom in a very kind and polite manner, they will understand that, oh, this guy is not a polite person. Because they will record each and every movement of you with the help of CCTV visuals. CCTV footage la ellame theriyum. Okay, so one of my பிளேஸ்மெண்ட் ட்ரெயினர்ஸ், பிரின்ஸ்னு ஒரு சார் இருந்தாரு. நான் ஃபைனல் இயர் பண்ணும்போது எங்களுக்கு அந்த மஹிந்திரான்னு ஒரு கம்பெனி இருக்கு இல்லையா, மஹிந்திராவோட பிளேஸ்மெண்ட் ட்ரைனிங் இருந்தது எங்க காலேஜ்ல. ஸோ ஃபைனல் இயர் பண்ணும்போது எங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப நல்ல ஒரு சாரா இருந்தாரு, பிளேஸ்மெண்ட் ட்ரெயினரா இருந்தது பிரின்ஸ் சார். ஸோ ஸ்டில் நான் சார் கூட ஃபேஸ்புக்லாம் ஃப்ரெண்டு தான் நம்போ. ஸோ சார் வந்து சொன்னாரு, சாருக்கு ரொம்ப தெரியறவங்க ஒருத்தர், ஒரு பையன், எல்லாம் he maintained everything. எல்லாம் பாடி லாங்குவேஜ் நல்லது, ட்ரெஸ்ஸிங் நல்லது, ரொம்ப பொலைட், அது மாதிரி ப்ரிப்பரேஷன் எல்லாமே பெர்ஃபெக்ட். பட் வாட் திஸ் கைடட், ரெண்டு பேர், அது ரெண்டு பேரை பத்தி சொன்னாங்க. ஐ வில் டெல் த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பர்சன். ஒரு பையன் என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருந்திருக்கான், when he was waiting outside, the CCTV கேமரால இருந்த விஷயம் he was not aware of that. He was chewing bubble gum. What he was doing, he was chewing bubble gum and he just did something unpleasant. Bubblegum chew பண்ணிட்டு இன்டர்வியூ போலாமா? He's an educated guy. He comes from a well disciplined family. Okay, he comes very formally. He's a polite guy. எல்லாம் okay. ஆனா என்ன, he was chewing bubblegum. So இது பண்ணலாமா? தப்பு. bubblegum chew பண்ணிட்டு வந்தது வந்து பெரிய தப்பு. அது வந்து வெளியில போர்ட் ரூமுக்கு போறதுக்கு முன்னால இவன் வந்து he spat it, துப்பிட்டான். he spat it, but அவ்வளோ நேரம் he was not supposed to do this இல்லையா? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் திங். செகண்ட் திங் வந்து என்னதுன்னா, one guy forgot to silence his mobile phone. Okay, you need not switch off your mobile phone when you are going for an interview. Rather put it in the silent mode. Silent modeல போட்டு போயிருக்கலாம் இல்லையா? So what this guy did, கரெக்டா போர்ட் ரூம் திறந்துட்டு போகும்போது ஏதோ ஒரு சினிமா சாங் பிளே ஆயிருக்கு. அந்த ஆளோட ரிங்டோன் அது. The ringtone was some movie song. What is that? Some song like Daddy Mummy Veetil Illa, அந்த மாதிரி ஏதோ ஒரு song. So what happened? Immediately when he opened the boardroom, excuse me sir, may I come in அப்படின்னு போகும்போது கரெக்டா இது பாக்கெட்ல ரிங் ஆகுறது. So this irritated the board members. Okay, so these are some silly mistakes that happens from our side. So அது கேட்டப்போ லைக் on that day எங்களுக்கு அது ரொம்பவே, ஓ இப்படியும் மிஸ்டேக்ஸ் இருக்குமான்னு we understood that day. 4 years back, 5 years back நான் சொல்றேன். தேர்ட் இயர் பண்ணும்போது எனக்கு கிடைச்ச ட்ரைனிங் அது. Okay, so each and every detail will be calculated, counted. Okay, இதெல்லாம் இப்பவே நான் உங்களுக்கு இந்த கிளாஸ்ல ஏன் சொல்றேன்னா, you can be aware இல்லையா? Okay, this is a vacation class, at the same time you can take it as an informative class also. Okay, next thing, sit patiently in a good posture while waiting for your turn. Okay, imagine that there are 10 people who have come for an interview for the same post. ஒரே போஸ்டுக்கு 10 பேர் அப்ளை பண்ணி 10 பேர் வந்திருக்காங்க. இப்போ நீங்க வந்து 6th or 7th கேண்டிடேட். உங்களுக்கு முன்னாடி 5-6 பேர் போகணும் இல்லையா? So you must be patient. You should not hurry them. இன்னும் ஆகலையா இன்னும் ஆகலையான்னு சொல்லிட்டு you should not go and disturb the people. Okay. Next, be polite to the people you meet, including people like the receptionist, security guard, and other candidates. சிலவங்க வந்து எப்படின்னா செக்யூரிட்டி கார்டுன்னா ஓ அவங்கிட்ட அந்த ஆளுக்கு நான் எனக்கும் அந்த ஆளுக்கும் எந்த சம்மந்தமும் இல்லை சொல்லிட்டு தே வில் பிஹேவ் இன் அ வெரி பேட் வே. ரிசப்ஷனிஸ்ட் இருப்பாங்க, அவங்க கிட்ட போய் கோவப்படுறது, ஒய் ஆர் யூ நாட் காலிங் மீ yet அப்படின்னு சொல்லி, ஈவன் வித் த அதர் கேண்டிடேட்ஸ் ஷோயிங் தெம் லுக்கிங் அட் தெம் வெரி இன்ஃபீரியர். ஓகே, உனக்கெல்லாம் எங்க ஜாப் கிடைக்க போறது, எனக்கு தான் கிடைக்க போறது. So these kinds of attitudes will be observed. Everything will be recorded in the CCTV footage. Even if there is no CCTV, there will be some other ideas, so some other methods to understand your behavior. Okay, so these are the things that you must be careful about. You must always be polite, right? Next, be mindful of your body language. பாடி லாங்குவேஜ்னா என்னது? நம்மளோட பாடியை நம்ம எப்படி கொண்டு போறோம், நம்ம வந்து எப்படி நம்ம ஒரு இடத்துல நம்மளையே ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ணிக்கிறோம், தட் இஸ் கால்ட் பாடி லாங்குவேஜ். ஸோ த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் திங் இஸ் டு கீப் யுவர் பாடி லாங்குவேஜ் ப்ராப்பர். பி ஃபர்ம் அண்ட் கான்ஃபிடென்ட் while ஸ்பீக்கிங் டு த இன்டர்வியூவர். இன்டர்வியூவர் என்ன கொஸ்டின் கேட்டாலும் யூ ஹாவ் டு பி கான்ஃபிடென்ட் இன் ஆன்சரிங் தோஸ் கொஸ்டின்ஸ். ஈவன் இஃப் யூ டோன்ட் நோ, யூ கேன் டெல் ஐ எம் சாரி சார், I don't know the answer. I will go back and I will study about that. அப்படின்னு சொல்லிடணும். Okay. Next one, you can start practicing it the very moment you enter the company. Yes. So once you enter the company, till the board members call you, you can prepare all these things in your mind. Okay, I have to be confident. I should not be tensed. I must not become sensitive. இதெல்லாம் மைண்ட் சொல்லி ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ண வைக்கிறது. Next, be mindful of your body language while interacting with the receptionist or HR executive. Okay, you must always be polite. அதுதான் பாடி லாங்குவேஜ்ல ஒரு பார்ட் தான் வந்து பொலைட்னஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது. Next is pay attention to how you smile and greet them. Have a nice smile. Okay, a simple smile எப்பவுமே இருக்கட்டும் ஃபேஸ்ல, ஒரு கைண்ட்னஸ் இருக்கட்டும் ஃபேஸ்ல. Okay, இதெல்லாம் தான் வந்து gives a good impression about you to other people. And the last part is ask thoughtful questions. Ask thoughtful questions to the interviewer. ஓகே, யோசிச்சு புத்திசாலித்தனமான கொஸ்டின்ஸ் தான் கேட்கப்படும். இன்டர்வியூவர் கிட்ட நமக்கு கொஸ்டின் கேட்கறதுக்கு ஒரு சான்ஸ் கொடுப்பாங்க. Most interviewers would give you an opportunity to clarify your doubts and queries after the interview. So make mental notes during the interview to ask suitable questions to the interviewer. If you have any doubts regarding the position, company, or any other issue, you can get them clarified towards the end of the interview. Interview நடக்கும்போது கேட்கக்கூடாது. Towards the end of the interview, you can ask them. Sir, salary basically கேட்கறது தப்பு, because அவங்களே சொல்லிடுவாங்க. You can ask about the job responsibilities. You can ask about the challenges of the job. You can ask about the number of working days in a week. You can ask whether the company provides only work from office opportunities. அந்த மாதிரி விஷயங்கள் எல்லாம் கேட்கலாம். But it is better not to ask about salary, because salary they will ask you, they will come and ask you what is your salary expectation. So most of the times this question will be asked, what is your salary expectation? So at that time, there are two ways to express it. Some people will tell, sir, I'm expecting 25,000 or 30,000 per month. Open up சொல்றவங்க இருப்பாங்க. If you don't want to mention your expectation, you can just tell that, sir, I'm expecting a salary that is according to the market standards. That is according to the trend of the market. Whatever is trending in the market right now, I'm expecting that salary. Okay, எல்லாருக்கும் இப்போ மார்க்கெட்ல என்ன ட்ரெண்டிங்கா இருக்கும், I'm expecting that salary. You can tell like that. Okay, so this is how I was taught during my placement. Okay, during my placement training. Okay, so now let's check what are the types of interviews. So இது வந்து உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கிறது நல்லது. There are 10 types of interviews basically. Structured interview, unstructured interview, stress interview, one-to-one interview, panel interview, telephonic interview, virtual interview, case interview, working interview, and exit interview. So let me explain each one in detail. Structured interview means Structured interview means a very well planned or well structured interview. That is called a structured interview. Everything will be well planned. Unstructured interview means an interview that happens all of a sudden. திடீர்னு ஒரு நாளைக்கு இன்டர்வியூ நடத்துறாங்க இப்போ ஒரு கேண்டிடேட் அண்ட் திஸ் மோஸ்ட்லி ஹேப்பன்ஸ் ஒன்ஸ் யூ கெட் இன்சைட் அ ஜாப். இப்ப ஜாப்ல என்டர் ஆனதுக்கு அப்புறம் இன்டர்வியூ நடத்துறாங்க சில கம்பெனிஸ் லைக் கேம் டு நோ அபவுட் தட். Like you are selected as a you are selected to that company, one particular company. Then you started working there. After 1 week or 10 days, they will call you for another interview. So that is a kind of unstructured interview. All of a sudden, they will plan an interview, will get a notification. Today afternoon, you will have an interview for 30 minutes. So that will not be a very planned one. It's just an immediate interview. That is called an unstructured interview. Next is stress interview. Stress interview means they will deliberately put you into a stress situation and they will confuse you. But you should not be afraid of that. You should not be scared of that. It is just to check your EQ. Okay, emotional quotient. Next, one-to-one interview. One-to-one interview means there will be only one interviewer and one interviewee. Next is panel interview. Panel interview, நீங்க மூவிஸ்ல எல்லாம் பார்த்திருப்பீங்க. There will be one interviewee, but there will be 4 to 5 members, board members இருப்பாங்க. That is called a panel interview. Telephonic interview. Okay, during COVID-19 and all, there was no offline interviews, no? Only online interviews or telephonic interviews were there. So you will get a call. Even in the company where I am working right now, I did not have to go for an offline interview. It was a telephonic interview only. Okay, where I am working as a spoken English tutor. I also had an interview. It was just an online interview, telephonic interview. Next is virtual interview. Virtual interview means just like this is a virtual meet, right? You are looking at me virtually through Google Meet. This is called a virtual classroom. So if this is an interview, either interview imagine பண்ணி பாருங்க. This is called a virtual interview. Face to face பார்த்துப்போம் ஆனா ஆன்லைன்ல. நெக்ஸ்ட் கேஸ் இன்டர்வியூ. கேஸ் இன்டர்வியூனா ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் கேஸ் ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் சுச்சுவேஷனை கொடுத்து அதை வச்சு கொஸ்டின்ஸ் கேட்கறது ஆன்சர்ஸ் எக்ஸ்பெக்ட் பண்றது. ஓகே, திஸ் இஸ் கால்ட் கேஸ் இன்டர்வியூ. Working interview. Working interview is similar to this unstructured interview. Once you get into a company and once you start working there, they will call you for an interview. Okay. And the last one is exit interview. Exit interview means imagine that you worked in a company for 1 year and you have decided to resign the job. Okay. Once you have given your resignation letter, you will be having an interview just to check why you are leaving the company, whether you have faced any challenges, or what are the good things that you have achieved from there, what are the positive aspects that you have learned from the company. Okay, to just speak about all these things, they will conduct one exit interview. So these are the 10 types of commonly conducted interviews in our country. Okay, so now, yeah, these are again the types of interviews: structured, unstructured, stress, one to one, panel, telephonic, video. Video is this virtual அப்படிங்கிறது. Depth interview, அது case interview சொன்னோம் இல்லையா அது. Open call interview and exit interview. All right. So, yes. Now coming to one important part. What are interpersonal skills? Interpersonal skills அப்படின்னா என்னது? Everyone will have some skills, right? You will have some skills. I will have some skills. Skill is something that comes by birth for some people. Some skills are not achieved by birth. We will have to learn them with practice. So, abilities and qualities that enable interactions with others are called interpersonal skills. Okay, if you have to speak to a person in a very polite way, in a very friendly way, and in a very cooperative manner, you must have that skill, that patience, ability to listen, understanding. So these are called interpersonal skills. So developing these interpersonal skills helps to form healthy relationships, which are important both professionally and personally. If you are working in a company, it is very, very important to form healthy relationships with your clients and with your colleagues. if you are working in a team of 20 to 30 people, you must be friendly with each and everyone. You must be in a position where you can depend on anyone and others can also depend on you. So you must form healthy relationships with your colleagues. Colleagues means people with whom you are working. Okay. So you can see that there are basically 7 interpersonal skills. They are integrity, leadership, responsibility, adaptability, motivation, collaboration, and active listening. These are considered to be the 7 important interpersonal skills. Integrity means to always consider everyone alike, to be united, to go to go with a united manner, to behave in an optimistic way. At the same time, to be in a group, not to stand individually, rather to be a part of a group, to work as a team. The team spirit, okay, or that leadership skill is a part of integrity only. The team spirit is called integrity. Next is leadership quality. You must have the quality to be a leader. Okay, next is responsibility. You must have the ability to shoulder responsibilities. Adaptability. Okay, every time the situations will not be favorable for you. For example, if your company is facing a bad time, if it is going through a tough time, then the colleagues will also be in a tough time. You will have to work hard to just raise the company, to uplift the company. So at that time, the situation is little bad. So you have to adapt yourself into that situation. You must be able to put yourself into that shoes so that you will be confident. One day you will come out of all the troubles. But you must be able to switch on and switch off from one situation to another situation. Okay, எந்த situationலையும் adapt பண்ணி இருக்க பழகணும். For example, imagine that there was a big family which was very wealthy, okay, born with a silver spoon, ரொம்ப happy, ரொம்ப ரிச்சான ஒரு ஃபேமிலி. திடீர்னு அவங்களுக்கு வந்து ஒரு ஃபைனான்சியல் கிரைசிஸ் வந்து தே ஆர் லோசிங் ஆல் தேர் வெல்த். அப்படி அப்படி ரிச்சா இருந்த ஒரு ஃபேமிலி வந்து மிடில் கிளாஸ் ஃபேமிலி ஆகுறதுன்னா at that time you should not become desperate. Rather, you have to work hard to get back all that is lost. So you have to adapt yourself. இப்ப எந்த சுச்சுவேஷன்ல இருந்தாலும் நான் அடாப்ட் தட்ஸ் நத்திங் பட் அட்ஜஸ்டிங் ரைட். அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணி இருந்துக்கிறது, தட் இஸ் கால்ட் அடாப்டபிலிட்டி. Okay, so you will adapt yourself to that middle class situation, and from there you will work hard to achieve whatever is lost. Okay, same thing you have to apply in a company also. Next one is motivation. You must be a good motivator. At the same time, you should also be motivated by yourself. You can motivate others, but self motivation is also important. Collaboration. Collaboration is again teamwork. Okay, to cooperate with everyone, to collaborate with your colleagues and work together. And the last one is active listening. A good listener can always be a good speaker. That is what language says. So you must always be an active listener. நிறைய பேசலைனாலும் பரவாயில்ல, நிறைய லிசன் பண்ணணும். Okay, even if you don't speak a lot, that's fine. But you should be a good listener. Okay, சும்மா வளவளவளன்னு பேசிட்டு இருக்கிறத விட you can be reserved, no problem. But you have to be an active listener. All right. So now, tips to craft compelling answers. I will do one thing. இது வந்து சில questions கேட்டிருப்பாங்க. இந்த கொஸ்டின்ஸ்க்கு வந்து ஆன்சர்ஸ் வந்து எப்படி ஃப்ரேம் பண்ணலாம்? There are 5 or 6 different situations I have given here. You can just go through this. Okay, I will call one person to read the answers. Okay, சும்மா நீங்க தான் அந்த ஜாப்ல இருக்கீங்க. இப்ப நான் இன்டர்வியூவர்னா I will ask this question. You can read the answer. Okay, just 5 questions or something. Let's see. The first question is, describe a situation where you and a coworker did not get along. How did you handle this? Okay, அதானது நீங்களும் உங்க கோவர்க்கரும் உங்க 2 பேருக்கு இருக்கீங்க. நீங்களும் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு கோவர்க்கரும் இருக்காங்க. கோவர்க்கர்னா உங்க கூட ஒர்க் பண்றவங்க. 2 பேருக்கு இடையில ஏதோ ஒரு ஒரு என்ன சொல்றது மிஸ் மேட்ச். ஒரு மிஸ்கம்யூனிகேஷனோ என்னொன்னு வந்தது. அப்ப 2 பேருக்கும் நடுவுல ஒரு ப்ராப்பர் ரேப்போர்ட் இல்ல. ஏதோ ஒரு மிஸ் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங் கம்யூனிகேஷன்ல வருது. So how will you handle this situation? Okay. So yeah, who is willing to read the answer? Anyone can come forward. Yeah, who is that? Soundarya. Okay, Soundarya, you can read the answer. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. In my last job, I had a co-worker who worked differently than I and preferred to perform tasks alone. Team projects were a challenge to complete efficiently, so I met with them privately to discuss how we could better collaborate. It was helpful to understand their perspective and learn their working style. We learned that we each specialized in, and after determining our skills and interests, could separate tasks effectively. But by collaborating on a strategy for how to complete the project, we met deadlines quickly and were more productive.
Thank you so much. Okay. So you can see that in my last job, I had a coworker who worked differently than I. என்னோட லாஸ்ட் ஜாப்ல எனக்கு ஒரு கோவர்க்கர் இருந்தாங்க, என் கூட ஒர்க் பண்ற ஒருத்தர் இருந்தாங்க. கோவர்க்கர் மீன்ஸ் லைக் கோ ஸ்டூடெண்ட். ஓகே, the person who is working with you. I had a coworker who worked differently than I. நான் ஒர்க் பண்ற மாதிரி இல்ல, அவர் வந்து டிஃப்ரெண்டா ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாரு. And I preferred to perform the tasks alone. ஓகே, அப்போ நான் ஒண்ணுல இது 2 மீனிங் இருக்கு. நான் வந்து தனியா டாஸ்க் ஒர்க் பண்ணலாம்னு நினைச்சேன்னு ஒரு மீனிங் இருக்கு. இல்ல அந்த பர்சன் வந்து என்ன சேர்த்திக்காம தனியாவே எல்லா டாஸ்கையும் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்க, அப்படியே ஒரு மீனிங் இருக்கு. பிகாஸ் ஐ ஹேட் அ கோவர்க்கர் ஹூ ஒர்க் டிஃப்ரெண்ட்லி தேன் ஐ அண்ட் ப்ரிஃபர் டு பெர்ஃபார்ம் டாஸ்க் அலோன். ஓகே, அந்த பர்சனை தான் சொல்றாங்க, என்ன சேர்த்திக்காம அவர் தனியாவே எல்லா ஒர்க்கையும் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாரு. Team projects were a challenge to complete efficiently. Team project na definitely it requires teamwork. It cannot be done independently. இப்போ கிளாஸ்ல உங்களுக்கு group activity கொடுக்குறாங்க இல்லையா, குரூப்பா பண்ண வேண்டியது குரூப்பா தான் பண்ணணும். குரூப் அசைன்மெண்ட் cannot be done independently. So I met with them privately to discuss how we could better collaborate. So what this person did, he met with his co-worker and he spoke openly what we can do to solve this problem. நீ என்ன சேர்த்திக்கிறது இல்லையே, ஆனா நம்ம டீம் ஒர்க் ஆனதுனால 2 பேரும் சேர்ந்து தான் பண்ணணும். So what can we do for that அப்படின்னு ஒரு பொலைட்டான வேல டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணாங்க. ஸோ இட் வாஸ் ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல் டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் தேர் பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ் அண்ட் லேர்ன் தேர் ஒர்க்கிங் ஸ்டைல். அண்ட் வி லேர்ன் தட் வாட் வி ஈச் ஸ்பெஷலைஸ்ட் இன். ஒவ்வொருத்தர் ஒவ்வொரு விஷயத்துல ஸ்பெஷலைஸ் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. இதனாலதான் அப்படி ஒரு மிஸ் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங் வந்திருக்கு. அண்ட் ஆஃப்டர் டிட்டர்மினிங் அவர் ஸ்கில்ஸ் அண்ட் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் could separate tasks efficiently. Okay. And by collaborating on a strategy for how to complete the project, ஃபைனலா ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட் எப்படி கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணலாம் அப்படிங்கிற விஷயத்துல கொலாபரேட் பண்ணி பார்த்தப்போ தே டுகெதர் மெட் டெட்லைன்ஸ் குவிக்லி அண்ட் தே வர் மோர் ப்ரொடக்டிவ். டெட்லைனுக்கு முன்னாடி அவங்களுக்கு ஒர்க் பண்ணி முடிக்கவும் முடிஞ்சது அண்ட் தே பிகேம் ப்ரொடக்டிவ். இது எதனால முடிஞ்சது? பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் ஸ்பீக்கிங் ஓப்பன்லி. எந்த ஒரு விஷயத்தையுமே நம்ம ஓப்பனா டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணி தொடர்ந்து ஒருத்தர்கிட்ட நம்ம கிட்ட நம்ம போய் பேசணும்னா திங்ஸ் வில் பி சால்வ் ஃபார் 50%. நம்ம சொல்லுவோம் இல்லையா, மைண்ட்லயே மனசுலயே நம்ம ஒரு ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு பேர்டன் வச்சுட்டு இருக்காம நம்ம அது வேற, இஃப் யூ டிஸ்கஸ் இட் வித் சம் பர்சன், யாருக்கிட்டயா தொடர்ந்து சொன்னோம்னா அந்த ஒரு ஒரு அந்த ஒரு பாரம் இறக்கி வச்ச மாதிரி இருக்கும்னு சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா. இன் தமிழ் தேசேனும் மனம் விட்டு பேசு துன்பம் விட்டு போகும் சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா. தட் இஸ் த சேம் தியரி தட் இஸ் அப்ளைட் ஹியர். எனக்கு அந்த கோட்ஸ் எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். ஒன் டே ஐ ரிசீவ்ட் அ குட் மார்னிங் ஃப்ரம் ஒன் ஆஃப் மை ஃப்ரெண்ட். இட் த மார்னிங் தாட் ஃபார் த டே, அப்படி மனம் விட்டு பேசு துன்பம் விட்டு போகும் சொல்லி. இட்ஸ் ரியலி ட்ரூ. ஓகே, ஏன்னா நம்மளுக்கே இப்போ ஒரு டஃப் டைம்ல நம்ம யாருக்கிட்டயா கொஞ்சம் மனசு திறந்து பேசணும்னா இட் வில் பி வெரி லைக் சூதிங். ஓகே, வெரி குட் சௌந்தர்யா. Now moving to the next question. How would your co-workers describe you? ஓகே, இந்த ஸ்வாட் அனாலிசிஸ் பண்ணின டைம்ல நான் அது கேட்டிருக்கேன் உங்ககிட்ட. உங்க ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் உங்களோட ஸ்ட்ரெங்க்ஸ் வீக்னஸ் எல்லாம் ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ண சொல்லியிருந்தேன் இல்லையா. யூ வில் ரைட் யுவர் ஸ்ட்ரெங்க்ஸ் அண்ட் வீக்னஸஸ் based on what you know about yourself, but your strengths and weaknesses would be better known by your friends. Similarly, how would your co-workers describe you? Yeah, who is willing to read the answer? Purushothaman, can you read?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, pa.
I think my previous co-workers would describe me as thoughtful and flexible.
Thoughtful. Huh.
Thoughtful and flexible. I feel it's important to build relationships with each of them. I did this by attempting to learn about their interests and supporting them on job tasks. My flexibility helped when working on team projects because I could adapt to my co-workers' strengths and take on new roles depending on their skill set. I really enjoy working in a team and I feel my co-workers enjoy collaborating with me.
Very good. Thank you. So here you can see, I think my previous co-workers would describe me as thoughtful and flexible. So இவங்களோட co-workers இவரை பத்தி என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னா, he is a very thoughtful person and a flexible person because this person has collaborated with his co-workers to work. He is a person who is interested in teamwork and he did this work like he felt it's important to build relationships with every colleague, and he did the work by attempting to learn about each person's interests and supported them on their job tasks. See, only if you are ready to help others, the others will also come and help you, right? Even in a classroom, be it in a lab, be it in science lab or in any computer lab, wherever it may be. If you are ready to help your friend, your friends will also help you. The same thing is given here. Okay. And finally, he's telling, I really enjoy working in a team and I feel my co-workers enjoy collaborating with me. Okay, so if you are a very friendly person, your co-workers will also love to work with you. Okay, next question. How do you form relationships in a new work environment? புதுசா ஒரு ஒர்க்கிங் ஸ்பேஸ்ல வந்திருக்கோம்னா எப்படி ரிலேஷன்ஷிப்ஸ் ஃபார்ம் பண்றது? இப்ப புதுசா நீங்க ஒரு ஸ்கூலுக்கு போயிருக்கீங்க. புது ஸ்கூல்ல போனா எப்படி ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் செட் ஆகுறது? கொஞ்சம் டைம் எடுக்கும் இல்லையா? அது மாதிரி தான் இங்கேயும். Okay, so how do you form new relationships in a new work environment? Okay, let me see who can read. Someone new. Okay, Akshaya, can you read it?
Yes, miss.
Yes, yes.
It can be challenged to interact and ability team of
Established.
co-workers.
Established team. Huh?
Establish,
Hmm.
establish team of co-workers in a new work environment. But I always
Introduce.
introduce myself and attempt to find my place on that team. I try to get to know co-workers personally by in,
Inviting.
interviewing them,
Inviting them.
inviting them to lunch and having small conversation throughout the days. I, all, I also have been able to build relationship by being supportive, collaborative, and flexible to meet and need and goals of a new team.
Very good. So, yes. So, this is again an answer that a person gives. It can be a challenge to integrate an established team of co workers in a new work environment. But I always introduce myself and I attempt to find my place on the team. I try to get to know the co workers personally by inviting them to lunch and having small conversations throughout the day. I also have been able to build relationships by being supportive, collaborative, and flexible to meet the needs and goals of a new team. But initially, நமக்கு ஒரு friend circle கிடைக்கிறதுக்கு கஷ்டமா இருக்கும். But once you practice forming relationships in a very minor way, if you start doing this slowly, you can definitely be a part of a big team. Okay. Next question is very important. How do you react to criticism? Okay, criticism will always be in everyone's life. If you do 100 things in life, 99 things will be good and one thing is bad. Okay, people will not focus on those 99 good things. They will focus on that one wrong thing that you have done. That is human nature. 99 good things பண்ணினாலும் அந்த ஒரு one bad பண்ணினது தான் வந்து people will point out. So that is not anyone's mistake. That is human beings mentality. ஓகே மிஸ்டேக் பண்ணாம இருக்க முடியுமா? முடியாது. டு எர் இஸ் ஹியூமன். ஷேக்ஸ்பியரே சொல்லியிருக்காரு, டு எர் இஸ் ஹியூமன் அப்படின்னு. எரர் இல்லாம ஹியூமன் பீயிங்ஸால இருக்க முடியாது. எவ்ரி ஒன் வில் மேக் மிஸ்டேக்ஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ ஹவு டு யூ ரியாக்ட் டு கிரிட்டிசிசம்? யாரா உங்களை கிரிட்டிசைஸ் பண்ணினாங்கன்னா ஹவு வில் யூ ரியாக்ட்? எஸ் சௌந்தர்யா, யூ கேன் ரீட் திஸ்.
Yes, ma'am. I feel it's important to receive feedback from supervisors and coworkers to help identify areas where I could improve or enhance my skills. In a previous position, a colleague criticized my performance and informed me I needed to be more organized, which may have contributed to lower productivity. I asked for suggestions on how I could improve and researched ways to organize my workspace and calendar. Keeping my workspace orderly improved my productivity and helped meet deadlines quickly.
Yes. So what happened? This person is telling, in my previous company, a colleague criticized my performance. So he criticized the performance of this person and he informed that he needed to be more organized. Organized means he need to be more planned. Why? Because it would have affected the productivity of the company. Some negative issue would have happened. That is the reason for criticizing this employee. So from then, what happened? He did not take it in a bad way. He took it in a good sense. He took it in the right spirit. And what he said, okay, from the next time I will improve. And he started researching ways to organize his workspace and calendar. And finally, he started keeping his workspace in a proper order, in an organized manner, and that helped him to improve his productivity and it helped to meet deadlines quickly. Okay, now coming to the last question. Can you name some ways you find it effective to communicate with co-workers? Okay, to communicate with co-workers, uh, some effective ways are there. Okay, so let's see what are those effective or successful ways to communicate with co-workers. Yes, Rakshan. Yes, you can read it, Rakshan. Yeah,
There are many ways to communicate verbally and non-verbally. I find it effective to incorporate different methods to share the same message. For example, at my last job, I gave presentation each quarter about subject my team completed. I
projects.
used
Hmm. It's not
I
subjects,
used
projects. Hmm.
images, texts, and verbally communicated details about each project to accommodate how co-workers speak with one another. I feel scheduling time or a place to communicate, such as weekly meetings or a online message boards, help facilitate healthy open communication for teams.
Very good, very good. Okay, so now moving to the last question. If you noticed a co-worker was struggling, would you offer assistance? A simple question. உங்களோட கோவர்க்கருக்கு ஏதாவது ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் கூட ஒர்க் பண்றவங்களுக்கு ஏதோ ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரகிள் அப்படின்னா would you offer a help? Would you offer assistance? Assistance-na, will you be ready to help that person? Yeah, I want somebody new to answer this. Yes, who is ready? Amrita, can you read it? Amrita V, are you there? Or Ganeshan, can you read it?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, what is your name, Kanna?
Miss Swatika.
Swatika. Yes, Swatika, you can read it. You can read the
I
answer.
try to support my co-workers however I can. This is an important step to building relationships, and in my experience, when you are helpful, people tend to offer you support as well, which helps team collaboration.
Very good. So, I try to support my co-workers however I can. என்னால முடிஞ்ச மாதிரி நான் என்னோட co-workers support பண்ணுவேன். This is an important step to build relationships. And in my experience, when you are helpful, people also tend to offer you the same support, which helps team collaboration. So when you are ready to help someone, the opposite person will also be ready to help you whenever you are struggling. Okay, so now coming to the last part, how to effectively communicate your strengths. உங்களுக்கு நிறைய strengths இருக்கும். அதை நீங்க ஒருத்தர்கிட்ட சொன்னீங்கன்னா தான் அது தெரியும். So how to communicate it effectively? Okay, so the first step, let's see. Interviewers often ask candidates to identify their strengths and weaknesses. And here are some tips for communicating your strengths in an interview. Let's see. The first way is know your strengths. First, you should know what are your strengths. Only then you can communicate. Second, before that, you can identify your strengths by thinking about activities you enjoy, times you have received recognition, and role models you admire. So, how to know your strengths? By identifying what are all the activities that you like. Then you can think about the recognitions, different recognitions that you have received in your life. And then by understanding who your role model is, you can understand your strength also. For example, if I tell Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is my role model, it means that you are a person who is a hard worker. Because APJ was also a hard worker. Dr. Kalam was also a hard worker. That is why you consider him as your role model. It means that you are also of that kind only. So that is your strength. Okay. Coming to the second part, be self-aware. Be aware of yourself. உங்களுக்கே உங்களை பத்தி ஒரு ஐடியா இருக்கணும். The more self-aware you are, the more accurate you can be when answering the question. ஓகே, உங்களுக்கே உங்களை பத்தி நல்லா தெரிஞ்சா தான் உங்களை பத்தி கேட்கிற கொஸ்டின்ஸுக்கு உங்களுக்கு ப்ராப்பரான ஆன்சர்ஸ் கொடுக்க முடியும். நெக்ஸ்ட், demonstrate your communication skills. Good communication skills can help you express yourself clearly, understand the interviewer's questions properly, and demonstrate your suitability for the role. You can express your suitability. You can express that, yes, sir, I am eligible for this job. Fourth one, be honest and humble. Honesty helps build a great working relationship with the employer from the beginning. Right from the beginning, if you are honest and humble, it will create a great change in your working experience. Next, show adaptability. Being able to adapt your communication style shows the employer that you are self aware and that you care for the growth of the company. Next, demonstrate problem solving skills. If it is a company or if it is a school or if it is a classroom, definitely there will be problems. So, many roles involve a level of problem solving and lateral thinking skills. And often this needs to be done independently. So, you have to demonstrate your problem solving skills. And coming to the last corner of our workshop, overcoming nervousness and how to boost your confidence. Yes, so these are the 5 steps to come out of your nervousness. Prepare, exercise, breathe, rest professionally, be yourself. Yes, Soundarya, can you read each point one by one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Prepare. Research the organization and industry. Prepare your wardrobe and practice answering common interview questions. Exercise. Physical activity can help you get rid of nervous energy. Breathe. Deep breathing can help calm you down and relax. Dress professionally. Choose an outfit that makes you feel confident and aligns with the company's dress code. Be yourself. Most people are nervous during interviews, and this can show that you care about the role.
very good. Yes. Now, there are 5 more parts. Yes, Purushothaman, you can read this. Starting from anticipate difficult questions. Anticipating means expect. You can expect difficult questions. Purushothaman, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you can read those 5 points, Kana.
Anticipate difficult questions. Think through potential obstacles and prepare for them. Revamp your interview beliefs. Interviewers aren't out to get you, and negative beliefs don't serve you well. Stay positive. Smile and be friendly to the receptionist and other employees. Arrive early. Get familiar with the route to and from the interview. Ask questions. Prepare a list of questions to ask after the interview.
Very good. So here you can see anticipating difficult questions means expect any questions. So think through the problems or the difficult questions that they may ask you. So think through potential obstacles. Potential obstacles means strong obstacles that you may face and prepare for them. Revamp your interview beliefs. So never think that you cannot do anything. Don't be negative. Always be positive. Next is stay positive. Smile and be friendly to the receptionist and other employees. Then come a little bit earlier. Get familiar with the route to and from the interview. இன்டர்வியூக்கு வந்து இப்போ உங்களுக்கு இன்டர்வியூ வந்து இப்போ இந்த இடத்துல இந்த கம்பெனியில அப்படின்னா இன்டர்வியூக்கு ஒரு 2-3 days முன்னாடியே அந்த இடத்துக்கு ஒன்று வந்து போய் பாருங்க. Just to know how far it takes from your house to travel to that place. Okay, to know the distance so that you can reach the place on time. You will not become late. And the last is ask questions. Prepare a list of questions to ask after the interview. As I told you, you can ask some questions to the interviewer towards the end of the interview. Okay. Last but not least, breathe deeply, visualize success, imagine success, revamp your interview beliefs, reduce the stresses, listen to music. And these are some common interview body languages. This is how you have to sit in an interview panel. In front of an interview panel board, this is how you have to sit. Eye contact should always be face to face. அவங்க கண்ணுல பார்த்து பேசணும். Facial expressions, you can always have a gentle smile, a soft smile on your face. Hand gestures can be used whenever required. Tone of voice, the tone of your voice should be not authoritative, it should be polite. At the same time, it should be confident also. ரொம்ப அத்தாரிட்டேட்டிவா இருக்கக்கூடாது, அதிகாரப்படுத்தி பேசக்கூடாது. பட் என்னவா இருக்கணும்னா சாஃப்ட் பொலைட்டா இருக்கணும். அட் த சேம் டைம் கான்ஃபிடென்டாவும் இருக்கணும். போஸ்டர் வந்து எப்படி கொடுத்துருக்காங்க? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒன், நம்ம வந்து அவங்க டேபிள் மேல கை வைக்க கூடாது. நம்ம நம்மளோட லேப்ஸ்ல கை வச்சுக்கலாம். யூ கேன் கீப் யுவர் ஹேண்ட்ஸ் ஆன் யுவர் லேப் ஆர் யுவர் தைஸ். ஓகே, அந்த மாதிரி சிலவங்க அப்படி ஃபோல்ட் பண்ணி உட்காருவாங்க, அது வேண்டாம். ஓகே, ஸோ போஸ்டர் எப்படி இருக்கணும்னு சொல்றாங்க. Keep your neck open. Stand up and sit down straight with good posture. Stand with your feet apart. காலை கொஞ்சம் ரெண்டு காலையும் அப்படியே ரொம்ப க்ளோஸா சேர்த்தி வச்சு நிற்காம கொஞ்சம் stand with your feet apart. Then keep your feet pointed towards the person, not folded. காலை ஒரு கால் மேல இன்னொரு கால் போட்டு கிராஸ் லெக்ஸா உட்காராம ஒரு ஃபீட் மேல இன்னொரு ஃபீட் வைக்காம ஸ்ட்ரெயிட்டா வைக்கிறது. அது மாதிரி எப்பவுமே இப்படி ஸ்ட்ரெயிட்டா உட்கார்றது. நெக் ஷுட் பி ஓப்பன். தென் டோன்ட் கிராஸ் யுவர் லெக்ஸ். டோன்ட் புட் யுவர் ஹேண்ட்ஸ் இன் பாக்கெட்ஸ். டோன்ட் ஹாவ் அ டாமினன்ட் போஸ்டர். அதிகாரப்படுத்துற மாதிரி எல்லாம் உட்கார்றோம் இல்லையா சில டைம்ல. வி கேன் சிட் இன் அவர் ஹவுசஸ் லைக் தட், பட் நாட் இன் அன் இன்டர்வியூ. டோன்ட் ஃபிட்ஜெட், பைட் யுவர் நெயில்ஸ் ஆர் டேப் யுவர் ஃபுட். இப்படி கையை காலை ஆட்டிகிட்டே இருக்கிறது, நெயில்ஸ் பைட் பண்றது, ஃபுட் அப்படி காலை போட்டு அடிக்கிறது. டோன்ட் டூ தீஸ் கைண்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ். Look straight to the eyes of the board of interviewers. Have an open gaze. திறந்து பேசுங்க, கண்ணை திறந்து வைங்க. Don't blink too much. கண்ணு இப்படி blink பண்ணிட்டே இருக்காதுங்க. Don't stare. அப்படியே துரிச்சு பார்க்காதுங்க. Don't drop your head and sit. தலையை இப்படி கீழே தொங்க போட்டு உட்காராதுங்க. So eye contact is very, very important. These all come under eye contact. Now third one is facial expressions. Smile naturally. Laugh openly. இப்ப ஏதாவது காமெடி சொன்னாங்கன்னா சிரிங்க, தப்பு இல்லை. Laugh openly and appropriately. Use appropriate facial gestures according to the situation. Hand gestures and tone of voice. Use
Ma'am?
natural. Yes,
Ma'am, please show me the previous slide, ma'am.
you mean this one?
No, ma'am. Before.
This is the previous one. I think you are asking this one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you want to take screenshots?
Yes, ma'am. I took that, ma'am. Thank you so
Okay.
much, ma'am.
Okay, welcome. So now, after facial expressions, about hand gestures and tone of voice, you can see that use natural hand gestures. Shake your hands with that of the interviewer if offered. அவங்களா ஷேக் ஹேண்டுக்கு கையை கொடுத்தாங்கன்னா you can shake your hands. Don't cross your arms while talking. Crossing the arms means like sitting like this. இப்படி உட்காராதுங்க. Okay. Then keep your arms by the side of your laps. You can keep it by your sides on your laps. And coming to your tone of voice, maintain a standard and formal tone of voice during the interview process. Never be authoritative. Throughout the process, you must follow this same standard tone of voice. Never be authoritative. All right. And yes, these are the do's and don'ts. ஜஸ்ட் இப்ப டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணின அதே விஷயங்கள் தான் இந்த டேபிள்ல கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. டூஸ் அப்படின்னு கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, டோன்ஸ் அப்படின்னு கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. சேம் திங் இப்ப நம்ம பார்த்த அதே விஷயங்கள் தான். ஆல்ரைட். So yes, now I think நம்ம already இத பார்த்த விஷயங்கள் தான். Dress formally and neatly. So how to appear for an interview. How to appear for an interview அப்படிங்கறதுல இந்த சொன்ன விஷயங்கள் எல்லாமே ஒரு டைம் கூட ரிவிஷன் மாதிரி கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. Yes, I think we will just quickly go through this. This is the last slide. Dress formally and neatly. Avoid strained and wrinkled clothes. Second, tie your hair well. Do not leave it loose. Third, prefer light and elegant colors of clothes for an interview. Fourth, light facial makeup is recommended. Fifth, accessories like lipstick, eyeliners, mascara, nail polish, etc. are to be used minimally. Seventh, high-heeled shoes or sandals are not recommended. I'm sorry, that is the sixth one. Coming to the seventh, clothes like sari or salwar for girls and formal shirts tucked inside with a tie for gents is recommended. Then eighth, hair needs to be styled and combed formally. And ninth, avoid eating or chewing anything while entering the boardroom. And sites where you can visit to know more about interview policies are websites like LinkedIn, Indeed, Monster, Naukri app, Geeks for Geeks, Shiksha. So you can go with the first four. Okay, LinkedIn, Indeed, Monster, Naukri. These are the leading apps now. This Monster only is Indeed. Initially it was Monster, now it is Indeed. Okay, so these are the sites where you can check more to know about the interview etiquettes and the methods to prepare well for an interview. So, yes, all the best for your dream job in your future. Thank you. So, with this, we have completed our third section on how to prepare for an interview. Alright, so I hope you all loved this workshop. And yes, the next week we will be starting a new topic. Okay, so keep all these points in mind. Okay, and since this session is recorded, you can watch the recording anytime. Okay, and if anyone is preparing for any job interview, you can share this video with them. Okay, this video as well as the previous class video also. Okay, yes, so any doubts from the section? Do you have any doubts or any queries? Okay, any suggestions? All right, so shall we meet on next Saturday? Yes, Purushothaman, do you want to tell something?
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Okay, then, so shall we wind up the session?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then. So thank you so much, students. So see you on next Saturday.